Hello everybody and welcome to another quick crafting video. In this video we are going to be making some beeswax candles. Now I have done this in the past, a long time ago. I saw this kit on Amazon and thought, you know what, I really fancy making that again. Now I haven't opened this box, but already I can really smell the beeswax. It smells gorgeous. So we're just going to open it up and see what we've got. There's a nice little pull tab here so it's nice and easy to open. There we go, and we have a few things inside. Let's go through it. We have a set of instructions, which I will read, but like I say, I have done this in the past, so I'm pretty familiar with how to do it. Some what feel like already waxed wicks, which is really nice, and they're pretty long, so that gives us plenty of opportunity for doing different shaped candles. Some smaller beeswax sheets, and I think we'll start by using maybe a couple of these just to do a couple of small candles. Some larger sheets. Some really cute little cutters. I noticed on the front of the box they'd cut out a couple of shapes to stick on their candles. I won't be doing that. Mainly because I think it's a bit of a waste of beeswax. I like to use my beeswax for the actual candles, but we might do one with a shape on just to get the idea. And then some raffia for wrapping it up and making it look nice to give as gifts. And then a really nice little box actually. I might actually keep this little tray, I think that's cute. And it says, relax and have fun, have a great time. Make something great, create a special gift. Beeswax candles, 100% natural. It's quite difficult to read actually, but it's just basically saying, it's repeating and basically saying about beeswax, create a special gift, and how natural beeswax candles are. So I'm going to move this out the way so we can work on my new surface, which you will have noticed, I hope. And let's make a beeswax candle. The great thing about making beeswax candles from sheets like this is that there's no melting of wax involved. It's a really quick, simple and safe way of making a candle. So I'm just getting out a couple of the sheets, and I decided that I am going to give the cutter a try. So I'm just pulling out one of the cutters and I'm just going to cut a moon shape. Just pressing it in quite firmly. Just trying to make sure I get a completely clean shape cut out. And I haven't really got any sort of plan about shapes of candles that I want to make. I'm really just playing and seeing what I can create. Ripping the hole in the moon slightly. So I decided to abandon that for now, and I just use the paper to create a nice little bow, as if I was giving it away for a gift. I try to go and fray the ends, and this is the point where I realise that it's not raffia, it's more like a crepe paper, so I soon give up on that. But this is the first candle almost done. I just snip off the end of the wick, leaving a couple of centimetres or so, and that's the first candle complete. I decided that I was going to do another couple of candles in slightly different designs, so the next few minutes or so will be a montage of me just playing with some different size sheets and different styles and different methods of doing them. I do end up using that moon in a different way, just by pressing it into the wax, just to give a slightly raised effect on one of the candles. So I'm just cutting up one of the sheets now, just to give a bit of extra dimension to one of the candles I'm going to make. And then I'm going to take one of the wicks, line it up with the end of one of the sheets of beeswax, and I'm just pressing it into the beeswax. This is the most awkward part of making the candles, is this first fold. It's got to be tight next to the wick, otherwise you get a very loose candle. It also means that if the wick isn't close enough to the wax, you get a pocket of air, which means that it will burn a lot quicker than if it was tightly wrapped around. The good thing about these wicks, though, is that they are pre-waxed, so you don't necessarily need as much of a seal around it as you would do if they were just a standard cotton wick. So I'm just warming up the wax with my fingers to enable me to roll it properly. And now I'm just starting to bend the wax and just roll the sheet up. And this will create a nice cylindrical candle. There we go. Now the wax is starting to warm up. It's much easier to roll. And I can just push it up, making sure that the ends are kept as neat as possible so it will stand. And then I'm just using my thumbs at the end to just push the wax together. Again, I'm just melting it slightly with the heat of my fingers, just making sure that it will stay put. And then I'm using the piece that I cut to roll around the candle that I've created. And this just creates a little bit of extra dimension and a bit of interest. Again, I'm just tucking it in, making sure there's as little air trapped in between the sheets as possible. And using my fingers once again to just seal those sheets together, making sure it'll stand properly. And I'm just thinking about how I'm going to attach that crescent moon. I look on the front of the box and they do have it attached with a bit of raffia. So I'm just going to try making a hole in the moon. Unfortunately, when I then went to attach the raffia, it was slightly thicker than I thought it was. And unfortunately, I do end up tearing that moon up slightly. So it's less like raffia and more like a sort of craft paper, which I realise when I go to separate the ends. So when I go to put the paper through the hole, I do unfortunately end up. So I'm just going to montage the next few moments, just because it is very much the same method of winding the wax around the wick, trying to keep as much air out from between the layers as possible. I do end up recutting that moon and using it in a slightly different way, just attaching it as a raised up cutout rather than threading it through the raffia. And here are the 3 completed candles. So I'm going to pop a quick photo in of what they look like when they're burning. And thank you all so much for watching. As always, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button if you aren't already. It really does help out the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.